A lot of speed.
He warming up.
We're
now.
sparring.
That's what we need.
We're sparring.
Warm up.
Some
I know
8-year-olds. I got the 8-year-olds in there.
If I find out anything, I'm gonna beat your ass and I'm gonna beat Jaden Love on my mama. I'm gonna beat both of y'all ass on my mama. And he laughing. He laughing.
Our argument is misplaced because things like this should not be happening. And the fact that boxing is allowing this to happen is an embarrassment to the sport.
You know what I mean? I was misinformed. You know, you got to know what somebody's going through, man, or have gone through and where they've ended up. Now, you have to understand that. You got to understand their DNA, you know, and we as fans, we fail to realize that. We as commentators and fanboys and all that, like we all don't do.
All right, guys, right from the bell, things heat up fast. Tank Davis isn't holding back, sparring threats and throwing out challenges like a storm. He swears that no warm-up, no training, and no sparring partner will save Jake Paul from what's coming. His words cut deep, and fans are split. Some call it confidence, others pure arrogance. But one thing is clear, Tank is fired up and ready to put his opponent flat on the canvas.
Don't worry about it. I don't got to say it up here. Let anything happen. And I'm going to show you and him. Bet.
It begs the question, Tank.
Nothing.
Now listen, this ain't just a regular matchup. Jake Paul stepped in with Shakur Stevenson, and that lit a fire under Tank. He didn't care who Jake trained with, he made it clear none of that matters. Tank promised that once they step into the ring, he'll prove who the real fighter is. No games, no excuses. He's telling the world loud and clear, sparring won't save you when the lights are on and fists are flying.
For fighting Jake Paul, but yet at the same time, he is going to fight Jake Paul. Now, what I find interesting is how people on one hand are going to criticize it, but on the other hand, try to take advantage of it for their own profit. So Shakur Stevenson, definitely for press purposes, definitely for publicity purposes, offers to get in the training camp and spar for Jake Paul. Spar Jake Paul for the Tank fight. Now, why would he be doing this? It's called copycat crap. Because the last big fight that took place, which was Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, guess what happened? Jaron Ennis went and sparred Canelo Alvarez to help Canelo Alvarez prepare for Terrence Crawford. So, do I think that is coincidental? No, I do not. I think that it is trying to have your cake and eat it too. You are trying to complain and say Gervonta Davis is not a real competitive fighter, that this is a sideshow, freak show fight. But yet you want your name associated with it and you want to participate in it for your own good gain. Let me assure you that when Terrence Crawford said in an interview that he wouldn't fight Jake Paul, that's not a serious fight. And then they said, well, would you fight Jake Paul for $200 million? And he said, I'd be fighting Jake Paul.
Here's where it gets crazy. Analysts are blasting Tank, saying this fight with Jake Paul is a circus act, a freak show. But Shakur Stevenson flips the script, calling it strategy. He says boxing is business, and Tank's decision might annoy purists, but it keeps the sport buzzing. Critics scream embarrassment, while others see dollar signs and headlines. This fight isn't just about punches, it's about money, pride, and making sure your name stays in the spotlight.
Look at how Tank started acting after he made $40 million with Ryan. When he make another 40 plus million with Jake,
he's gonna go make $40 million fighting Jake Paul, and then he's gonna come back and fight Lamont Rowe for what? He's gonna come back and fight Shakur Stevenson for what? He's not gonna fight none of those guys.
No, the only way he fight any of them guys, Turkey gonna have to hit him with the Crawford money. Cause that's the thing. You do this for a reason, bro. Like, I get it. You want him to be competitive, but his goal is money. He made 40 with Ryan plus everything in between. Now he get this 40, 50 million plus. He don't even gotta fight no more. So now if you want him to fight Shakur, give me that Canelo money.
And don't forget, this move smells like copycat tactics. Remember when Crawford fought Canelo? Jaron Ennis jumped into Canelo's camp to spar. Now Shakur offers the same for Jake Paul. Coincidence? Not a chance. It's about attaching your name to the hottest fight in town, no matter how much you bash it. Everyone wants a piece of the spotlight, even if it means calling Tank's fight a sideshow while secretly lining up to get involved.
Think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fight.
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. He called cap on it. So if he won't call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it. I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better.
Let's get real. At this stage in Tank's career, money talks louder than legacy. Analysts point out that his fight choices aren't about building boxing history anymore, they're about stacking millions. He made $40 million with Ryan Garcia, now another $40 to $50 million with Jake Paul. Fans cry foul, but Tank's response? If you want him to fight the likes of Shakur Stevenson, then show him Canelo-level money. Legacy don't pay the bills, but millions sure do.
Gervonta, a lot of boxing fans aren't happy with the fact you've taken this fight rather than the road rematch, fights with the likes of Shakur, Devin Haney, Teofimo, etc. What do you make of that reaction? And can we still expect to see those fights?
Why should I care what they think? When y'all switch somebody can have a bad day and y'all switching on who y'all favorite fighter is or who this person is supposed to fight. Like y'all need to sit back and be fans and just enjoy the sport. Like y'all even talk about people's personal lives. Like why when it comes.
Shakur Stevenson ain't buying it. He straight up called Tank disrespectful for ducking him and chasing clout with Jake Paul. To Shakur, real fighters take on real challenges. He accused Tank of running from danger and selling out the sport for easy money. His words sting, fighting YouTubers over world-class fighters insults boxing's tradition. Fans are rallying behind Shakur, saying Tank's moves show fear. And fear, in this sport, is the one thing you can't hide from.
You think that Jake Paul could win a legitimate boxing title?
No, no, because he's so far behind someone of his equal age who's been doing it for a very long time. He started very late. That's why I applaud exactly what he's doing. I think he should be doing exactly what he's doing. If he fought a legitimate, top 10 cruiserweight, I will shut the up. If he's able to fight an actual contender of the top 10, that would be astonishing if he can get to that point. If he beat anybody in the top 10, that would be to me the greatest thing he's ever accomplished.
Yeah, because historically he's fought old men.
I think he's done it the right way because there's a possibility where a 50-year-old Anderson Silva might be able to beat him. Who thought he was going to beat Tyson? I really thought, Tyson's just going to go to the body and just punish his body because I thought that that's what would win him thing, but he did not do that. I think it makes for a good matchup. He's made for great spectacle.
Tank, of course, fires back with venom. He tells critics and fans he doesn't give a damn. People switch sides after one bad night anyway, so why should he care? His message, sit down, shut up, and just enjoy the fights. Tank's unapologetic, brushing off pressure and doubling down on his decisions. Love him or hate him, you can't ignore him. That's the Tank mentality, bold, brash, and always ready to throw hands, not explanations.
It was 190. Dean, that's bad. Because you know what that tells me? That tells me that even he recognizes that he's too big for him. Yes. He recognizes that he's too big for him.
I'm wondering how this even came about. It can't be that Gervonta Davis needs money. That can't be the reason why
he's been a world champion so recently. How could he be broke?
That's what I'm saying. Like, is he doing this for money? And then why? And how is even Jake Paul doing this when no one respects it? Like, I can't think of anybody that respects this.
But Jake Paul has been able to carve out and make his own lane in boxing, and I've never seen anything like it, bro. He literally, we don't know what weight class he fights in any situation. We just don't know. He kind of makes his own rules.
He makes his own rules.
And it seems like people are playing by those rules. I remember a couple weeks ago, the WBC and the Jose Suleiman was very upset that he wasn't going to be able to put the belt on the winner at Canelo versus Crawford. That's the thing that's happened since the beginning of the time. Those guys are very powerful in boxing. But with Zuffa boxing, it was almost like that power was getting stripped away. They were very disappointed. But how can you take those sanctioning organizations seriously when they are sanctioning this?
That's my point. That's why I think that this whole thing that we have, this boxing and this MMA argument and Zuffa getting into boxing, our argument is misplaced because things like this should not be happening. And the fact that boxing is allowing this to happen is an embarrassment to the sport.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I talked about this before. Like, I didn't know why they were fighting because, I mean, Gervonta Davis's last fight was at 136 pounds.
But let's pump the brakes. Michael Jai White steps in and shuts down the hype. He says Jake Paul will never be a true champion. Exhibition fights don't crown kings. Real titles come from sanctioned wars, not social media events. He applauds Jake's hustle but calls it what it is, entertainment, not legacy. And that's the heart of this drama. Is Tank chasing history, or is he cashing in on a YouTuber circus? The lines are blurry.
Do we think the fight is ridiculous between you and Jake Paul? Yes. Are we going to watch it? Yeah. Do we like it? Maybe. Maybe. And let me tell you why it's maybe, why it's not no, why it's not yes. It's maybe because many of us, we just don't believe it. We just don't believe the fight is real. We know it's an exhibition, but we just don't believe that you two are going to try to take each other's heads off. Other than that, it's kind of interesting. You have a 5'5" lightweight versus a heavyweight Jake Paul, who's really not a boxer with an amateur background and all that shit, but he's been knocking people out. It's kind of interesting if we know y'all were trying to knock each other's head off. And we don't know that because Mike Tyson did knock out Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather, Rock Logan Paul, and then kept him standing. That shit, we getting tired of that shit, right? We need confidence. Are you guys going to try to knock each other's heads off? Jake Paul, when you swing at Tank, are you going to try to hit him and knock that little man over the top rope into the damn fifth aisle? Are you going to try to hit him and make his ass evaporate? Or Tank, are you going to show the world that Jake Paul should not be in the square circle with a real boy? Are you going to try to knock his ass out, sleep him, drop him like you did Ryan Garcia, stop him the way you did Mario Barrios, knock him out like you did Leo Santa Cruz? Are we going to get a viral knockout? Are y'all going to try to stop?
Then we've got Daniel Cormier calling the fight flat out boring. He questions Tank's motives, saying a fighter at his level doesn't need Jake Paul. Meanwhile, fans scream about weight differences, with Tank looking small next to Paul during face-offs. Still, don't let the size fool you. Analysts remind us that Tank's power, speed, and skill make him a dangerous storm in the ring. Jake might look bigger, but the question is, can he survive once Tank explodes?
Matchup is fun for the sport of boxing. It makes it fun. It makes it entertaining. That's what it is all about. You know, and may the best man win. It's an exhibition regardless. It doesn't count.
Doesn't count? Yeah. We need to see you and Tank, though. Has to happen. It has to happen, you and Tank.
We'll see, man. It's up to the champ. He's the champ, right? He's fighting. He's a celebrity champ.
And here's the big one, folks. Commentators hammer the WBC and sanctioning bodies for letting this fight happen. They call it an embarrassment, proof that boxing's credibility is slipping. But at the same time, guess what? Fans will still tune in. Because love it or hate it, Tank Davis versus Jake Paul is box office gold. It's controversy, it's spectacle, and it's unpredictable. And in boxing today, that's exactly what sells. Like it or not, the show goes on.